Let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're breaking down the exact blueprint for becoming a strategic millionaire through smart work rather than just exhausting, back-breaking hard work. Look, if you've ever felt like you're running on a treadmill, putting in maximum effort every single day but barely moving forward financially, then this is exactly the structure you need to wrap your head around.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the hard work myth. So why do some people work 12 hours a day for decades and never become wealthy, while others become millionaires working far, far fewer hours? It's the ultimate paradox, isn't it? And honestly, it's a source of massive frustration for so many of us. I mean, think about it. If hard work alone truly equaled wealth, then the people breaking their backs in physical labor or grinding away at endless office shifts would be the absolute richest people on earth. Yet, they rarely are. Why is that? Well, this beautifully illustrates the core disparity. On one side, we have the 12-hour worker. Their entire financial model is based on trading time for money and focusing on just staying busy. Think of a freelance graphic designer, for example. They only get paid when they're actively sitting there designing. But on the flip side, the strategic millionaire focuses on creating systems, building assets, and utilizing leverage. Think of a software developer who builds a subscription app once and then sells it to thousands of people. The traditional worker exhausts themselves trading a strictly limited resource, their time, for dollars. You only have 24 hours in a day, right? Eventually, you just cap out. The strategic millionaire shifts all that heavy lifting away from their own two hands and onto systems that work for them. Moving right along to Section 2, active versus passive income. Notice the stark contrast in energy expenditure here. Active income demands your continuous daily effort just to survive. It literally requires your constant labor and physical presence. If you stop working, well, the money stops flowing. It's as simple as that. But passive income, that's money generated repeatedly, without your constant labor. We're talking about assets like owning businesses, holding stocks, investing in real estate, or creating digital products and online brands. Passive income earns money on repeat, literally while you are sleeping. And when you map this out over time, it's fascinating. The line for active income is completely flat and linear. Sure, you might get a 3% raise here or there if you're lucky, but it is a painfully slow climb. But look at the passive income trajectory. Because the assets are doing the heavy lifting, it harnesses exponential compound growth. The wealth just compounds on itself, culminating in that massive peak of total wealth you see at the top. Guys, that exponential curve right there, that is the exact dividing line separating the middle class from the strategic millionaire. But how do you actually cross over to that exponential curve? Well, you need to build assets. And bridging the gap from active to passive income requires mastering high-value skills, things like sales, communication, marketing, technology, problem-solving, and leadership. Now, these aren't just nice little buzzwords to pad out a resume. These are the specific tools you use to build actual wealth systems. Instead of using your energy just to stay busy all day, you apply these skills like, say, using software to automate a tedious business process for a client, to create long-term assets that eventually pay you passively. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3. The power of leverage. Here is a concept you absolutely have to internalize. Leverage means using tools like money, technology, teams, and the internet to multiply your efforts and output without increasing your physical labor. Leverage is the absolute crux of wealth building, period. It's what allows you to drastically multiply your financial output without adding a single extra hour to your workday. Honestly, it is the ultimate amplifier for those high-value skills we just talked about. So, what does leverage actually look like in the real world? It basically takes a few primary forms. Capital and money, using your existing money to make more money through smart investments. Software applications, writing code one time that serves millions of people globally. Teams and people, hiring others to execute your vision. And of course, the internet. Think digital products, or even building a YouTube channel. Wealthy individuals employ these specific tools to ensure a single effort, like building an app or uploading a digital course, pays them dividends indefinitely. You do the work once, and leverage scales it to the entire world. Now, let's switch gears a bit for Section 4, the millionaire mindset. You could have all the leverage in the world, but without the right mental foundation, the mechanics of wealth simply won't work. We're talking about core pillars: long-term thinking, delayed gratification, calculated risk-taking, and continuous learning. Grounding yourself in reality means understanding that true wealth requires serious, zoomed-out, long-term thinking. You absolutely have to take calculated risks, and above all, you have to master delayed gratification. You must resist that itch for immediate, fleeting rewards today, so you actually have the resources to build massive, compounding systems for tomorrow. Because here's the reality check. Becoming a millionaire rarely, if ever, happens overnight. It takes years of consistent effort and intelligent decisions. True wealth building is a strategic marathon. It is absolutely not an overnight, get-rich-quick lottery ticket. Trust me, if someone is selling you a shortcut that magically bypasses consistent effort and smart, calculated investments, well, they are probably just leveraging you to build their own wealth. And on this journey, there are some massive potholes you need to actively avoid. Common mistakes include chasing those get-rich-quick schemes we just mentioned, spending excessively, which just totally drains your capital, avoiding investments entirely out of fear, and, most dangerously, relying on a single source of income. Relying solely on one single paycheck to survive is literally one of the riskiest financial positions you can be in. Think about it. If that single active stream dries up, you have zero leverage and absolutely no safety net.
Let's bring it all together now in Section 5, the Wealth Blueprint.
Here is your highly structured, actionable playbook to finally escape the rat race. Step 1, learn a high-income skill to instantly increase your earning potential. Step 2, save a percentage of that income and invest it consistently. Step 3, build multiple income streams. And Step 4, automate repetitive tasks. This is it. You upgrade your value by solving bigger problems, you funnel the extra cash you make directly into investments, you build diverse streams of income so you're never left vulnerable relying on just one, and you use tech to automate the rest. I want to wrap up this explainer with a really powerful final thought. Hard work can help you survive, but smart work, combined with consistency, valuable skills, and strategic investments, can help you build wealth. The goal is not to work more hours. It is to create more value and use leverage to make your efforts count. That right there, that captures the entire essence of everything we've unpacked today. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to ask yourself right now. Are you just putting in more hours and hoping for a different result? Or are you finally ready to create real value and use leverage to make those hours count?